Welcome back. As I said at the end of the previous part, I would actually be over in America with Sarah, and I'd mess around with some audio options, maybe use one of the microphones, get a travel microphone, loads of different things I would be testing when I was here. Well, now I'm here. And this is the test. Well, it's the third test is the best way of putting it. First test, the microphone I was using here was fine. It picked me up quite well. There wasn't really any issues with that. But it was very echoey. The room I was in was extremely tall, is the best way of putting it. Very echoey. So try and reduce the echo. It made the audio very not nice to hear, is the best way of putting it. Just not nice at all. So scrap that. Scrap that recording. Done. Test 2 was very much like, okay, voice actors. I'm staying with voice actors, right? Sarah's a voice actor. They have a sound booth so they can do their auditions and remote recordings and stuff like that. They have a sound booth. Perfect for this kind of stuff. Is there any way I can set up everything so it's all lovely for me? The answer was yes. So then I went ahead and did a recording. But it is a case of I was using a keyboard and mouse. It was picking up the clicks from the mouse. So, how do I annihilate that aspect? Try and fix the audio? Potentially, but it was still there every so often, and I didn't like it. I just didn't like it. So, the next option was, can I borrow a DualShock controller from someone else? And the answer is yes. Yes, I can. And that's what I've done. So it's like, yep, pretty much sorted in terms of what I want to do. Whether or not it's going to be good this time, I just banged the table. That's another issue as well. Very much an issue with this sound booth is it gets really warm in here very quickly. Very quickly. Like my laptop is outside the sound booth, but my body heat is trapped in here, so it's just going to constantly warm up. The last test I did, the window behind me on the sound booth door just steamed up. It just steamed up. And also the floor is incredibly hard and it hurts my feet. So I've borrowed a bar stool that they have and I'm using that so I don't have to stand on the floor. I like the idea of standing up, but it was really hurting my feet. My back was fine, but my feet, nah, they weren't having it. Right, that's enough waffling on about what's going on here. Let's get on with it and see what we got going on in this area, because we wanted to have a look at the parrot for a start, didn't we? Ah, look, we have an opportunity here now, while the governor is away. Mr. Naruhodo, you could be imprisoned if you were caught. That's a good point. Perhaps not then. Wait, so I can't inspect anything here? Oh dear. Alright then, let's head on over to see Mr. Shlomes. The 1st of November, Shlomes Suite. We're back.
Hello, you two.
I thought you'd be back before long, so I baked some scones for us all. Sorry, scones for us all. Ah. So that's what the delicious smell of... Greetings, my dear fellows. What the bloody hell have you done now? You've returned at a good deal sooner than I was anticipating. Hello, Mr. Shlomes. Hello, Mr. Shlomes. Yep. Say nothing, your thoughts are written all over your faces in any case. It turns out that it may have been advisable to test my hair color restoration tonic before application. Yeah, you think you cut off a piece of hair to see if it worked? And I'm guessing you've gone blue, everywhere, to put it delicately? Oh my. Pray tell me, what of our warden friend? Have you garnered some new information? Oh, yes. Something very surprising, in fact. Though it's not a patch on your hair, to be honest. It most certainly isn't. But still, we discovered that Shlomes... Oh, it's Ginny? Drop everything, Shlomes. This is more important. Gina? What happened? I can't Adam and Eve it. Sniffles? What's happened? Clearly a very grave matter indeed. Poor Miss Lestrade made no mention of my hair whatsoever. Dude, really? Your hair? Come on now. It's the boss. What do you mean? Inspector Gregson? Oh, he's not bloody dead, is he? The boss is... He's dead. He's the murder victim. Oh no. What? They just found his body. Shot with a pistol. What? But... Inspector Gregson? He was... murdered? No, not Gregson. Yeah, not Gregson. He was a good guy. Come in, my dear. Tell us the whole story. Sniff, sniff. Oh, well, converse. The inspector's death. Are you serious, Gina? Inspector Gregson was really shot? I don't know much about what happened myself yet. They're still there, investigating the scene. Where did this take place? A little rent room in a building full of flats on Fresno Street. The outskirts of town. Nowhere near his home. Maybe on a case? He was perhaps investigating a case then. The thing is, no one at the yard knows nothing about no case around there. Oh, how strange. The boss was... He was so good to me. I know I ain't up to much yet, but one day I was gonna show him. I was gonna show him I'd be a proper detective. Oh, Ginny. Aww. The culprit. He'll be proud of you, I'm sure. So, who did this? Do you have any idea who the culprit is? They got him already. Already? You've caught the shooter so soon? A witness reported something was going on, and the boys got straight down there and took care of him. Who? What awful person did this? It's gonna be someone we know, surely. It can't be any of us. Maybe. But... Who's it gonna be? Kazuma? But again, though, he'd use a sword, wouldn't he? I still can't believe it myself. Gina? Who is it? It was the Reaper. Like the actual Reaper? Or Van Zieks? Because again, I don't count them as the same person anymore. Wait a minute. You don't mean... They've arrested Lord Van Zieks for it? That's right. That Reaper bloke's gone and shot the boss. No. Lord Van Zieks? Lord Van Zieks? Are you quite sure, Mr. Lestrade? It's Barracks Van Zieks the police have arrested. I saw him with my own eyes. In the interview room at the yard. I don't believe it. But there were witnesses, and they're all saying it was him. So you mean there were actually multiple witnesses? They heard the gunshot, apparently. And when our lot got to the scene, it was only the boss and that Reaper bloke in the room. But there's no way Lord Van Zieks would have taken Gregson's life. I just don't believe it. Yes, same here, mate. I can't see that being the case. I don't believe it either. So what the bloody hell is going on? Thank you for informing us, Miss Lestrade. This really is most terrible news. I'm dreadfully sorry. What are you saying sorry for? You didn't do nothing. Aww. Well, anyway, I'm taking a cab over to the scene right now. Please come and all, as soon as you can. You gotta help. But of course. It's a detective's lot to appear wherever some sinister plot has unfolded. Little wonder we all look haggard. Sometimes these things are almost too much for the nerves. Mr. Shlomes. What use is there in being a great detective if I fail to see something like this coming? How could I let this happen to Gregson? To Gregson! A lot of darts. Mr. Naruhodo, I shall leave at once to begin my investigations. Of course, yes. We will too. It would be helpful if you could talk to Mr. Reaper and see what you can glean. I'm sure you were intending to do so anyway. Until later then. Inspector Gregson dead, and Lord Van Zieks arrested.
Bruno, Susie, I've called you a hansom. It's waiting outside.
Thanks, Iris. Shall we, Miss Susato?
Yes.
Well, let's be away with us then. Off to... Let's see if Iris is still around. If she was going to be anywhere, she'd be there, but you know. Just to be sure. Right, nope. Let's head on over to the prison. Prison cell where the defendant, Lord Van Zieks, is being held. It's quiet and the light from the candle is dim, but there's little chance of sleeping. First November. Local prison, cell 1. What's he reading there? There he is. Lord Van Zieks behind bars.
So it's true. He really was arrested.
He's sitting with his back to the wall, reading something. I don't think he's noticed us. Lord Van Zieks. Yes, what? Fancy meeting you here. The last place on Earth I'd like to be, with the last person on Earth I'd like to see. I couldn't very well not come. We heard what happened. That Inspector Gregson was... Go home. This has nothing to do with you. But... Forgive me, Lord Van Zieks, but I must disagree. Damn you. Inspector Gregson was very helpful to us on a number of occasions. We're indebted to him. At the very least, we owe it to him to find out the truth about his death. You must help us with our investigations, please. There's really nothing I can tell you. What were you just reading at the back of the cell there? Was it something related to the case? Like they give him anything related to the case. It's gotta be something else. They take it from him. This? The Yard isn't quite so cavalier with its information as to share case details with a suspect. Yeah, I was gonna say, that makes no sense at all. This is a letter from an old acquaintance. I want to know what's in it, though. Oh, who might that be? Someone you know, as it happens. Albert Hairbrain. Of course, yes. keep forgetting they went to the same university. And I would like to read my correspondence in peace. So let's get this over with, shall we? What is it you want to know? Well, we're going to be defending you in court, mate, clearly. Strange. I mean, let's face it, Lord Van Zieks never minces his words. His meat, but not his words. But they seem to have less bite than usual somehow. Alright, well, let's... Is there anything we can present him with? Maybe. It's not for me. That's not why I was showing you it. I suppose... If it was a black-headed league, you would have no hesitation? None whatsoever. Sadly, my own hair could no more be described as black as it could red. Oh dear. What colored league should I join, then? People are troubled by the most unexpected problems at times. That was it? That's all we got from that? Oh, well, may as well try and present this, then. What's that? It's just something I was hoping to ask your opinion about, that's all. It's a serious crime for the defense to attempt to extract information from the prosecution by illegal means. Yeah, but we're not your defense. Yet. Alright, I get the message, but I don't see what's illegal about me asking. Alright, we'll give up on that. I can't see the others being related at all. Converse, what happened? What happened? Can you at least tell us your side of the story, Lord Van Zieks? What happened? He's not going to tell us anything. How much do you know already? We know that the inspector was shot dead in a small rented room on Fresno Street. Yeah, Fresno Street. And that you were found there by the police when they arrived on the scene and immediately arrested. We're told that there was nobody else in the room, and that some witnesses heard the gunshot. And you're well informed. And there's really nothing I can add. The truth is, I don't know what happened myself. But the gunshot? Obviously you didn't fire the gun, did you? I'm not in the habit of shooting the people I work alongside. You're not in the habit of it, though. You didn't say no. I also heard the noise. However, before I had a chance to investigate, I was apprehended by the arriving officers. So he doesn't actually know what happened. If I might ask, what were you doing in that place to begin with? I don't need to answer that. Oh. After all, you're not representing me. Yet. He is going to need a lawyer, though. We'll be that lawyer eventually. Yeah, we'll go with your defense. Who is going to be representing you in court, Lord Van Zieks? Anyone other than you, I should imagine. Would I be right in assuming that you have no representation as yet? Defense lawyers shy away from any trial involving the Reaper, as I'm sure you know. But this is different. In my career, all of the defendants I've prosecuted, only 19 have ever been acquitted. Of them, 16 subsequently died in mysterious circumstances. Questions will be asked. Surely not. I assure you, no defense lawyer will want to touch me with the end of a barge pole. But you didn't actually have anything to do with those people's deaths, did you? Regardless of whether or not he's actually the killer, like, at this point we're going with the assumption he's not the killer, just someone else is doing that around him. It's still related to him in some way, so you'd want to avoid him, just for that idea of, like, stirring up trouble for yourself. they're still going to be wary. There's still going to be that self-conscious awareness of the fact people die around him. Whether or not he's caused it is irrelevant. They still do. It's still somehow connected to him. So of course you'd shy away. It's been 10 years now that I've been known as the Reaper of the Bailey. Believe me, nobody wants to know the true identity of this killer more than I. However, it seems things may come to a head before I have the chance to uncover the truth about that. What does he mean by that? He's going to be put on trial for murder, that's what he means. Anyway, Professor Harebrain's letter. After the trial, Professor Harebrain was supposed to go straight back to Germany, I thought. It's a letter to inform me of his safe arrival at home. I arranged his passage by sea and rail. It's a relief, I must say. He should now be beyond the reaches of the Reaper. Because the Reaper doesn't follow people abroad, you mean? Yes, so it seems. Which again ties into my thoughts about Lord Strongheart. Just that idea of like, he's so focused on improving the Empire, improving Britain. So if those people are out of the country, it doesn't really matter to him. It doesn't serve his interest at all. Like, why would he care? They're gone. They're not going to bother him or the Empire at all, are they? They're not going to make Britain greater by their absence. Like, there's no point killing them because they're already gone. It would be pointless. That's what I'm thinking. Again, there's still so many details we need in this. Your stupid little Nipponese friend, for example. You told me he was keeping well in Japan when I inquired the other day. Yes, that's right. He's an author now, happily working in Tokyo. So Professor Harebrain is safely back in Germany now. He is. Good for him. So, it appears our conversation has run dry. There was a 2-second silence, that's all. Well, in any event, if you'll excuse me now, I wouldn't like to detain you. I was wondering, Lord Van Zieks, if you'd like, I'd be happy to advocate for you. Gonna have to convince him somehow, he's gonna be so against it. You trust me, do you? Yes. I've heard you speak many times in court. I've seen how you treat people. So I'm quite sure that you would never have taken another's life. It's just, my feelings can't be used as evidence in a court of law, sadly. It's a very gracious offer. However, I trust no one. What? Not the police, not the judiciary, and not you Nipponese. But please. I have no intention of engaging your services. You're a bloody fool. The chasm between us is just too wide and too deep, it seems. I'd appreciate it if you didn't visit again. Then neither of us will waste any more time. Perhaps we need to dig a little deeper. Yeah, we need something to convince him, and find out more about Lord Van Zieks and what happened to Inspector Gregson. Well, there's only one thing to do then. Head on over to Fresno Street Room, the scene of the crime. A hidden room accessed from a small alley of Fresno Street, in quite a quiet part of London. Yeah. In a quiet part of London. This is where Inspector Gregson was killed. We must investigate at once. We must. The 1st of November. Room on Fresno Street. This really is an out-of-the-way part of London. I doubt many people find their way down this back street. So this dust-ridden, rented old room is where it happened then. So many things around I want to look at already.
So this is where poor Inspector Gregson lost his life.
Yes. And the police are already hard at work investigating, it seems. There's a red wig there. What's up with that candlestick as well? Now you got the 3 candles there. And one of them's fine? Very strange. What's with the toy police officer? The woman? Picture frame? That could be the woman. You know, thinking Sherlock. I don't see Mr. Sholmes anywhere, though. Perhaps if his investigations have taken him elsewhere.
Wait, what do you think you're doing there? Every one of them drawers has got to be taken right out so you can look underneath and all. I want the space above the ceiling checked, and don't forget to look inside the chimney stack too.
Blimey.
Ain't you lot never gone over an house looking for dough when the owners are out?
Gina's obviously got some unique investigation techniques she wants everyone to adopt. I mean, it would help out.
Oh, so you've turned up at last. Mind you, I ain't been here long myself.
Hello again, Gina.
Sholmes has only just left. You're lucky you missed him.
Why are we lucky?
He went prancing around in here, pointing at stuff and flicking that at his, and then just scarpered.
Oh, he's finished investigating already, you mean?
Yeah, he didn't stop saying nothing to no one. Not even me.
Gina, would you mind if we investigated too?
Listen, Odo. You're a lawyer, right?
Yes. Why?
Well, you're not thinking of trying to help that Reaper bloke, are you?
Not the Reaper, no. Because again, I do not consider him the Reaper anymore. Like, based on what we've been told, seen, etc., like, he's not the Reaper. Someone else is. Oh. Poor Gina. She's never going to forget, is she? That trial will haunt her forever. Oh yeah, of course, I forgot that, yeah. Yeah, there was a trial involving her, and he wasn't too kind.
Gina, if you don't mind me saying, if Lord Van Zieks really is responsible for this crime, he will be duly and fairly judged in court.
I suppose you're right, yeah.
Go on then, Odo. Get investigating. I want to know the truth about what really happened here.
Thank you, Gina. Well, first and foremost, then, I say we converse with Gina. Inspector Gregson. Gina, what was Inspector Gregson doing in here in the first place?
That's what I want to know. It's what, half a year since I got out of the clink? That's when I decided to give up my diving and become a detective instead.
Oh yes, Mr. Sholmes twisted the inspector's arm to agree to take you on as apprentice, didn't he?
Something like that, I think. Anyway, point is, I didn't really know much about the boss till then. But it turns out, he's a bit of a legend at the yard.
Goodness.
Really? Really? They say he managed to solve some really tricky case, just like that.
He did?
Yep. Never since then. He started going out on all sorts of investigations, but always on his own. No one else at the yard even knows what half the cases he's working on are, apparently.
That's not how it's supposed to work, is it? So what was the legendary inspector doing in a dingy little room like this?
I know he had a lot of respect for the Reaper and all. And look where that landed him. Dead.
Respect for the Reaper? In what way?
Heard him say as much. I take your my hat off to that fella. Were his words.
Not how the general public feels, is it? Most people are terrified of the Reaper.
Yeah, the boss said that's exactly why he respected the bloke.
I didn't realize Gregson held the Reaper in quite such high regard.
He said something else to me and all. Then I didn't need to worry about the Reaper, because he only goes after people who are bad. It did kind of set my mind at ease when he said that. Right. The crime scene? And what is this place then? Does anyone live here? Apparently it's been rented by some cove called Huboon. Huboon! Huboon? It's a sort of here today, gone tomorrow name, that, isn't it? I mean, it could have been Gregson's pseudonym of some sort, like he's just disguising himself, hiding the fact he's here. Yeah, he's what we call an unidentified person. I haven't been able to get in touch with him, because it's Gregson. I see, well, judging from appearances, I'd have to say this place hasn't been lived in for a long time, if ever. It's a cover name. Right, all the lads in the yard piled down here to get stuck into the investigation. But there's so little here, no one knows what to do with themselves. I do wonder. Yes, Miss Susato? Well, could it be that this Huboon is in fact Inspector Gregson himself? Well done, Susato. What? How could that be? Well, if he was investigating on his own, it's quite possible that this was in fact some kind of secret office of his. I'd never even considered that. Nice work, Suze. We're actually following a line of inquiry like that ourselves. You are? If you look around the room, you'll see. There's a few things that hint at it. We should really investigate this place in detail. Oh, we'll get there. The incident. I see that's where the poor inspector was found, over there. Yeah, that's right. It said it was a single bullet what did him in. Apparently the bullet went right through him and struck that candle tree on the wall. So did it put out the one candle? Oh yes, it's blown one of the candles apart completely. Apart? I wouldn't say that far. Just looks like it's blown it out, like maybe hit the top. And the gun used is there on the floor. It's the Reaper's, isn't it? No denying that. What? Really? How do you know that? Take it easy. I don't know what to do with myself when you stare at me with them big wide eyes. I'm only saying what I've heard. I don't know much about guns myself. But there's some bigwig lawman or whatever, or whatever, who said so. Why don't you ask him? A big-wig lawman, is it? Anyway, Fresno Street runs under that window there. There were some street sellers just outside who heard the gunshot. Oh, but I don't recall seeing anybody outside. Yeah, they've all been taken down in the yard for questioning. That's why. We're talking about the yard's legendary inspector here, after all. They'll be getting a grilling. Do you think we might be able to speak with those street sellers ourselves? I doubt it. The lads at the yard would just want to know what you're snooping for. And you'll be up for a grilling and all. So we can't interview the witnesses then. Shame. Not yet, anyway. Maybe in court, cross-examination, that sort of thing. But I'm very much thinking that I need to go now and test this recording. I feel that we're at a good stopping point here before we do the investigating, so I'm going to go away, test this recording. Third time's the charm, so they say. We shall see. Don't want any clicking, the audio should sound good. We shall see, we shall see. Hopefully, we'll see you in the next part. Otherwise, I may have to re-record this again. We'll find out. If you're hearing this, I've not had to. So, it's very warm in here as well. Very, very warm. Anyway, we'll see you in the next part. Ta-da for now.